Well, hello, friends and followers, and happy 2021. I cannot believe that we are into February already, the 2nd of February. I hope y'all have had a great start to the year. Certainly, we are ready to put 2020 in the rearview mirror, take the lessons that we've learned from that year, and propel us into the new year, 2021. For those of y'all whom I've not had the opportunity to meet, my name is Kristin Kaufman. I'm in the business of helping people create the lives they want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. And I am known as writing a trilogy of books called Is This Seat Taken?, which gave a chronology of stories of people that have crossed my path, people that I've researched, that have actually impacted me, gave me wisdom that I wanted to bestow upon my readers. And thus in lies the reason for this weekly video series, Have a Seat with Kristin. It's paying homage to that trilogy of books, Is This Seat Taken? Every week we come on here to share a couple of tips that we hope will help people get through the week, maybe take some lessons that they've learned and apply them to their professional life and in some cases their personal life. So today I'm actually going to focus on the questions that we can ask as we are leaving 2020 in the rearview mirror, how we can take those questions and use them to propel us into 2021. And if you would like a copy of this list of questions, all you have to do is type in the below this video questions, and I will shoot you a copy of these questions so that you'll have them handy as you prepare to build out your plan for the coming year. Okay. I like to start with my clients with what I call the year-end perspective. And for those of y'all who do not know the name of my company, it's all around alignment. Alignment within ourselves, what gives us fulfillment. I actually define alignment by saying you love what you do, you're good at it, and most importantly, it's tied to something greater than yourself. So everything that I do is wrapped up in that foundation. Again, with the overall premise being to help people create and build the lives they want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. So let's get started. The 7 questions that I ask my clients and encourage my clients to ask at the end of every year are as follows. 1, how did you spend your time in 2020? And I don't know about you, but 2020 was a year for the record books. And I think I spent more time learning how to do technology and online meetings and online videos than I ever have in my life. But we want to take a good look at how we spent our time in 2020 and whether or not we got the return on that investment of time that we put forth in whatever activity that was. That's number 1. Number 2, what were your greatest accomplishments? Because many people, believe it or not, had huge breakthroughs in 2020, despite the pandemic and despite being sequestered at home. So the call to action is, what were your greatest accomplishments? And really take stock and pat yourself on the back on those accomplishments. Number 3, what or who were your greatest disappointments? Like for me, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I was very disappointed that I didn't stay good to my exercise regimen. I was so on a roll before the pandemic happened. And frankly, I became a couch potato. And I was a couch potato with my little puppy back there, Lulu. So I was disappointed that I didn't stay up with that, because now I'm facing trying to get back in shape and getting myself healthy again. So that's number 3. Ask yourself who or what were your greatest disappointments. The 4th, tied to all 3 of these things, how did these experiences change me? Did they change my perspective? Did they change where my priorities and focus want to be going forward? I know for me, I've lost a number of people to the COVID-19, and it has given me a huge pause for cause. Relative to my mortality, and therefore that experience has catapulted me to want to take full advantage of getting myself healthy again. That's just one example of how you can factor these questions together. The 5th question, how do you want to be different in December of 2021 than you were in 2020? I have an entire list of what I want to be different, and I have absolutely written those down because I am now backing into how I'm going to get there by the end of 2021. The 6th question, what are you tolerating? What steps can you make to make the change around what you're tolerating? Because I will tell you right now, when we allow ourselves to tolerate, meaning put up with, something that is not serving us or serving our profession, then we are actually enabling it. And therefore, it's holding us back to being and becoming what we ultimately can be and become. I, for one, I tolerate people taking advantage of my time. I've had to learn over time to set boundaries around when and how I'm going to allow people to engage with me professionally. Because in my world, as a leadership coach and consultant, I'm really at everyone's beck and call. And I have to set boundaries. Otherwise, I would be taken advantage of. And frankly, perhaps my services would not be as valued as they would be if they were given some guardrails around which to engage with them. So, one example, what are you tolerating? And whatever it is you're tolerating is holding you back to becoming your greatest self, and perhaps it's not serving you in the most beneficial way. And the last question of 7 is, what are you trying to force to happen? And what would happen if you just let go? Because I, for one, I know for a fact there were several things that I was pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to make happen, trying to make happen, and I kept hitting a brick wall. And the moment that I shifted my mindset and I let go of the outcome and I let go of how I was trying to make this happen, things just started to become easier, and I became and was again in flow, which we all know that we're in. When we are in flow, we are absolutely moving at the pace in which our destiny and the universe wants us to, and it absolutely helps us to manifest what it is we want to make in our life. So those are the 7 questions of how to assess 2020, put it in the rearview mirror, and get ourselves propelled to take on 2021. And if you're interested in learning what my questions are on how to plan out your 2021, again, just type in questions in the comment section below, and I will shoot you those questions, because I can tell you I use them every single year, and they have helped me profusely in building out the life that I'm living now. So again, for those of y'all who are just joining, my name is Kristin Kaufman. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Alignment and the author of a 3-book trilogy, Is This Seat Taken? You just joined us for this week's edition of Have a Seat with Kristin. And we are focusing on how to help people create the lives they want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. And today we focused on the 7 questions that you can ask yourself to assess 2020 and to propel yourself into 2021. So with that, have a fabulous Tuesday. Make it a wonderful week, and I'll see you right back here next week.